All right, guys, we're live in the Krypt again. It's been sporadic on the shows, but it's a good one. It's been a long time with this guy next to me, and I'm going to point this way, so it should look like it's pointing that way. I don't know. Well, it always changes on this, but it's good to see my good friend Jason Pitts. We've talked about quite a few movies, and we've had a few of these people on the show before, and I'm glad to have them on again. And we're going to go through and introducing them. But we're going to start with you. Welcome, writer, producer, and even though he says he's not an actor, Jason Pitts, he is an actor.
That's new.
And then we got from Forrest in the Trees, you know, this guy, he really blew me away. I really enjoyed your performance. Scott Doss.
Oh, thank you.
And then below us, we got Brad Adams and did another I mean, this film's really good. You stepped it up to that next level, and we're going to talk about that. But Brad, another great cast member of the show. Welcome.
Thank you.
The applause going. I finally found it. And then we got another man who hasn't been on the show in a while. We sat together at Scarefest a few years back.
Yes,
he was out fighting Sasquatch a few years ago, and now he's fighting his forest through the trees, Mr. James Stokes. And one of my personal favorite indie actresses out there, somebody I have not seen in a while, and I'm so glad that you were in this film and working with Jason still. Welcome to the show, the beautiful, the talented Olivia Disney.
Thank you. I'm gonna record that and have that as my ringtone.
There you go. It'd be an honor. It'd be an honor. It'd be an honor. So welcome. I remember when you had this idea for this movie, you know, Forest Through the Trees. You were driving, I believe.
Yeah.
You saw Forest Through the Trees, and it gave you the inspiration for this story.
Yeah, I was driving to work one morning because I get up really early. I work at a news station, so it's an hour drive from my house to where I work. I have a lot of alone time while I'm driving, and my mind was just wandering. And it started with like just one scene, just an idea for a scene, and then I built the story from that idea. And by the time I got to work, I pretty much had a basic outline of it, and I wrote it down and I texted it to James, and he responded, "OMG!" So I knew we had something.
Yeah. Well, I know when you get that little the bug going, and once you start writing, you're writing, and I know you're really passionate about this project. And I think I actually muted Brad, but I can't get you unmuted. I was trying to figure out who's getting feedback.
I muted myself just because I don't know where the feedback is coming from, and I wonder if it wasn't me.
I was testing it. Watch it be from me. I wouldn't be surprised, but I hope not. But yeah, it's such a cool movie. It was such I got a chance to watch it. Now you guys are doing the screening on Monday, and I'm going to try to make it out there. And how come I feel like it's me? I bet you it is. You know, I'm going to mute myself for a second, and you guys talk, and I'm going to try to fix this, or I might just unplug it and use my camera mic.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Hi, Jason.
Hey, Olivia. What are you doing?
Didn't that feel weird for me saying your name? Best friend.
Yeah,
I know I didn't like that.
Like,
Let's never do that again.
It wasn't me.
Is it me? It me, is it?
It's
Let's
him.
see.
Is it me?
I don't know.
Testing 1 2 1 2. No, it's not.
It's not.
Is it me?
Everybody.
It could be. You gotta love StreamYard. You gotta love the live streams. We'll try James. I don't mean to. No, it's not James. Maybe it's a little bit of.
Not me.
You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna bounce out and bounce in. We're each gonna bounce out and bounce in, and we're gonna figure out what this is. So, sorry, folks. Which what happens with live streams? You get technical difficulties, and if you've tuned in any Doomsday's Krypt streams, you know that's just part of the streams. So I'm gonna back out first, and then I will come back.
Okay. How's everybody doing? Are we excited?
Man, I cannot wait.
Oh my goodness. I had the test screening today. It was just me and the projector, and we watched probably about 15 or 20 minutes of it and jumped around. Everything's working perfect. So very excited.
It seems like the feedback's a little less. Nope, we're getting it somewhere, but we're not going to worry too much about it. I tell you what, we're going to go right to you, Jason, and we're going to mute everybody else just for a second, and that way we'll see if we can at least get this going. Yeah, and then we'll add when we go to each person. Here's James back. It wasn't James, so we're just going to mute everybody for a sec. Okay. Well, James isn't getting any feedback, so we're good there. Let's go. Let's see with Olivia.
Hey.
Uh-oh.
Is it me?
Uh-oh.
It is.
It is me.
It's all the one lady on the show, the one female here, and just mess it up for us guys. Just ruin us guy time. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it happens in this stuff. You want to try backing out and coming back in?
Yeah. Let me.
All right. So we'll get started. So you're driving, you got the thing. I guess Mr. Stokes was the first one. You told a little bit about this.
Yep.
And I know you and James are close friends, and he's your go-to guy when you have an idea. I know it was the same thing with Voorhees, Night of the Beast. And I got to say, I've watched you guys grow. What's it been since 2019, 20? I've known you guys.
2021, I think.
Yeah, something like that. And you guys, not only as a filmmaker, sound, but acting, I've seen you guys all step up your game. James really killed it in this role. You can tell he's put a lot of time into his acting. Olivia, always growing as amazing actress as well. And it was my first time, I think, seeing Scott in a film, although he looks so familiar. But he was really, really good. He was creepy. Gave me that Poltergeist 2 vibe in that movie. I don't know if that what it was going for, but it definitely gave me that vibe, that creepiness. So well done, Scott. And I'll unmute Scott so we can say it. There you go.
You've probably seen me in a nightmare before.
That's why you got that like the ultimate scare that you brought to the screen for that one. So I think it was kind of a nightmare fueled of reminiscing about Poltergeist 2 as a kid.
I'm beginning to really, really love that word creepy.
Yeah,
that's what everyone says.
I mean, and you go against James Stokes a little bit. You guys have a few, I don't want to give too much away with the movie, but you and James have some scenes together. And I bought it, that, the whole thing, because there's something very scary about you, man. Very scary. Were you a little scared, James?
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I called him a few names in the movie, I think.
Yeah. There's one that I especially loved, and I'm glad they left it in the edit.
I tell you, I'm glad you brought that up, because playing with Scott, being on set with him, being the first time actor in film, he's been an actor probably all of his life, but being the first time on a film like this, the man is absolutely amazing. He's going to do big things in the film industry, and I know that for a fact. So it was just great being on set with him. The chemistry that him and Olivia had during a couple of scenes that they had was just fantastic. So I mean, Scott, you're amazing, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Olivia and I, we are the forever couple for here on out.
Really,
I just love you so much. I will not miss an opportunity to get on this hype train for you. I feel like you're such an incredible actor. I felt you in every room that you were in. And like James said, you're going to do big things. I think this is just a start. So I'm excited to hear about how the screening goes.
Oh, me too. I have loved every minute that I've spent with all you guys. It's been amazing.
Well, Scott, we're talking about your character in this. What was it like getting into that character mode for you? Because that's not, you got to play a very different kind of character, and you got to pull from the depths of, I don't want to say goofy, because it's not goofy, but coming off scary, where you were comfortable with that character you were playing and bringing it to life as well as you did.
The way I develop characters is probably different from every other actor, but when I'm reading a script, I always hear a voice in my head of how that character should talk. And that's where it starts with me. I take the voice, and if the director likes the voice, then I run with it. And the voice tells me what to do. So it's like flipping a light switch. And once I had found the voice that I thought Julian should have, every other thing about his character just fell into place.
Was it really easy to feed off these guys?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially Olivia.
She is a talented lady, that's for sure. I've been watching her for a while now, and she always brings a lot to the screen whenever she's on it. And speaking of Olivia, you guys were fantastic on screen. Your relationship with Chloe in the film was really, really well done, and really your character brought a lot, because I don't want to give too much away because I know you got the screening, but your character was, and as the film went on, became a big part of with James's character, and I want to remember it. I know I got it right here with Ken and Chloe. There was a dynamic between them, and I think your character was able to add kind of the in between with it that goes in a lot of different. I don't want to say a lot of different directions, but your character is really forceful.
No, I completely. You're doing so good, because I was even talking to Jason. I was like, I don't know how to do these interviews because we do want to keep it. We don't want to say too much, but yes, I feel like she was. I don't know, a little bit of a calming sense in a lot of the scenes. Like, she didn't have, like, she was just acting out of love in whatever way that she could. So I do feel like she's very just like for a little bit throughout the film. It's really hard to say things.
It really is. It's really
I know.
hard.
I don't know. I'm not good at these right now for Ava. Ava was stressful.
It's kind of like Brad's character. It's hard to talk about him at all.
I know.
Yeah.
Because and dude, I got to give you props, man. It's not easy playing the role that you had, and you absolutely nailed it. And it's just so impressed, man, with you and just everything that you did, man. I just wanted to say that.
You definitely had a great presence.
Oh yeah, I think everybody was impressed.
I think people were more entertained with my presence just on set than they were.
It was your.
We had a good time.
It was your
we had a great time.
And I don't mean this in a bad way. It was your arrogance on set. Your character called for that, and it was just. And I mocked you a lot, but it's like, well, I mocked everybody. I mocked character. I mocked everybody, but it was just great, man. It was your swagger. I'm gonna put swagger, not arrogance. Your swagger.
No.
That's a good word.
It was amazing. No, it was amazing, dude. It was amazing.
Well, after that first scene that we shot, that's when I really kind of sank into it, and I was like, okay, this is, it's hard because. Without saying too much, it's hard to play the character I played and really feel like I'm going in the right direction until you're there doing it. You know what I mean? Until you're like, oh, okay, this feels good. This feels like the direction I need to go. So
you even had the walk down.
Oh, yeah.
I think
I imitated that the whole weekend.
Brad, I think I talked leading up to the shoot. I think I talked to you more than anyone else about their character, and I knew going in that we were on the right track because of all of our meetings and all the work that you put into it. So you did great, man.
Well, and I'm sure every actor feels and understands this, but like, it's like. You do so much research and you do so much of just breaking the script down and trying to understand who you're playing and understand who that person is and bring that person to life, because they weren't just born when that movie starts. They have all this life before and they'll have all this life after. So it's really hard for somebody to understand going forward and getting into filming something, to say, oh, I'm completely calm. I'm completely like in my comfort zone, because like we're all I think, and everybody else that I've talked to still are trying to figure it out,
Yeah, and these characters are just like, you only see like just a snapshot of their life. and
Yeah.
keep all of that in mind, the history.
Well, in that history that you wrote with, or not even that history, but like just what you've written in that script on those pages, every character you want to know more about them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's that's something to be said about your writing, but that's also something to be said about every actor here that is giving as much as they can and making sure that everybody wants more afterwards.
And there's Marilyn. You were great in the movie as well, Marilyn. Unfortunately, I guess wasn't able to come on tonight, but she always plays that creepy character too. She always does, and she really pulls it off so well. And she scares me as well too, Scott. I mean, she's a very scary character in certain movies that I've seen her in. There's always something up with her. Always something up with that lady.
You
I'll
want
just
to
leave it
come
at
on? I
that.
can send her the link.
Yeah, she's welcome to come on if she'd like to talk.
Send her the link.
What else was I gonna say? Oh, James, so you went through a whole lot of emotions in this movie.
I did. It stretched me a little bit, especially with the stepdaughter kind of thing. Yeah, it stretched me quite a bit, and I loved it. I did. And you know, a couple of scenes that me and Olivia had together, where you know, again, she was kind of like the go-between between me and Chloe. You know, it was very. It was stressful. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I did a lot of crying on that set, and they were real tears. They wasn't fake, because I mean, I brought something that was inside me out, you know, thinking about my own daughters and stuff like that. So it was very emotional, a lot of it.
I really enjoyed getting to see you in a role like that, because I feel like we've worked together so much, and the roles that you've portrayed have been so different. But I definitely saw you grow as an actor in this role, and then also just how vulnerable you were able to be was so beautiful. So I'm excited for what everyone will say about it.
Well, thank you so much.
Hey, you did a great job, man. Seriously, the emotions were fantastic, and like I said, you touched on the crying, but you have to go through a lot of emotions in this film. Really, you probably have to go through the most emotions as being a father, a husband, you know, in a sense, you got, I don't want to get too much into everybody's characters but you have some issues that you're working through, and a lot of pain that has come through the movie that leads to where you're at, where, you know, you're not in a great spot when the time comes and you're needed.
Well, no, and it's not easy, you know, coming into a already made family. You know, I mean, it's like being a real stepdad. You know, it's not the easiest of jobs. You know, coming and being something that, you know, you want her as a child, you want her to love you as a father, and it's just, well, it's not 100% there. You know, because you've got to make that happen. You can't just expect it to happen. You've got to make that happen. You got to earn trust. You got to earn the love as a stepdad, and that's in real life as well. So, you know, it was an emotional movie for me, and I appreciate Jason respecting me and as an actor, and trusting me with that role. It meant a lot.
There was definitely a lot on your shoulders as the Kev character. So, I mean, it was, you know, like I said, I was really impressed with your range in that role. You did a great job, man. All you guys did. Like I said, I've known you guys since 2021. I feel like it's been even earlier, but I mean, it's been 4 or 5 years. So I've seen you guys grow as an actor. I've seen you in actresses. I've seen you grow as a director. And
I think you muted yourself. We lost you.
We lost you as yeah.
I think okay. Well, no, but I was saying, with all the, you know, I've watched you guys. It feels like it's been longer than 2021 or early, but I mean, I've watched you guys as actors, actresses, you as a filmmaker with small budgets and always having great storytelling. But This film, you really were able to, I don't know what your budget was, but I think it was a lot with experience too, and what works well for you. You do well with the budget with whatever you're doing. And I think this is the highest quality film you put out from top to bottom, between the sound and visuals, and just you had some great locations as well in the film, and your job as a director and writer always growing. But you've always been kind of a writer. But you built up a great team of talent that now you've worked with several times, and you've added on some really new great talents as well.
Yeah, with every film that we've done, our team, our family has grown more and more with each one. And we got to a point where it's like, I think that we can tackle a feature film, and this was the result of that. And I'm just very thankful and happy that we pulled it off, because I think it's pretty damn good.
It really was. It was just such a well done movie, and I was excited to watch it. I could tell from the opening scene. It's like, all right, now, he's got what he needs. He's got his cast, he's got his crew. You had Buddy doing the music, I believe, right?
Buddy didn't do the music. No, it was actually a composer in Italy. His name's Simone Cilio.
Yeah,
and he's fantastic.
The sound was great, and now your editor, and I can't think of
Will Reed.
Will Reed did a great job, and really you learned about his editing skills, and I think he became part of the team from Voorhees Night of the Beast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Voorhees was like the first time I really worked with him. I had worked with him on one other project, but we kind of really didn't get to know each other on that very well. But on Voorhees, I really got to work with him, and he wasn't the original editor on that, but some things happened, and we had to switch editors, and I knew that he edited for a living. That's what his job was, editing slap fight stuff, and he's incredible at it. And so he offered to edit the film, to step in when the other person wasn't able to do it. And I was like, yeah. And that's really where we kind of bonded and really started trusting each other a lot. And then Batman happened, and I acted for him,
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze. Yeah. And our relationship has grown really strongly over the last 3 or 4 years. But yeah, he's an incredible editor. He did amazing on this too.
Well, I remembered all the stuff that was going on with Voorhees and editing, because we had more time to talk than we it feels like forever since I talked to a lot of people, and I'm so glad to catch up. But I remember the whole situation with editing. It's like, well, we got the film ready, but we're having problems because of certain health issues and different things going on with the editing, and how awesome it was that Will stepped up. And not only did he step up for Voorhees Night of the Beast, he did a fantastic job.
He did a fantastic job in an incredibly fast amount of time.
Yeah.
It was literally like a month and a half, and he had me the first cut, and that's insane.
Yeah, he did I'm so glad they kind of worked out. Sometimes things just happen that way, and it works out for the best.
And with this, this was a much bigger project. It ended up being an hour and 47 minutes. Voorhees was only 60 minutes. So this was a lot longer, almost twice as long, not quite, but almost. And we wrapped at the beginning of June, and he had the first complete rough cut, I want to say early November. So June, July, August, September,
I think it was November. Yeah.
So it was like 5 months, but all that time, not only was he working on this, but he was working on his slap fight stuff, and that was blowing up at the time. It still is, and taking up so much of his time. And I don't know if he slept in those 6 months.
So what are you saying? The slap contest? Are you talking at like the slapping?
Yeah.
The one-on-one?
Yeah.
Something irritates me about getting slapped. I don't know how I'd want to do it as a sport. I don't know.
Dude, it's the craziest thing. Who would want to just give themselves?
I don't know. I give them credit. A whole lot of toughness. I don't know about a whole lot of brains, but at least not after it. I've seen some pretty nasty injuries. So when you were saying slap fight, and anybody who hasn't seen it, it ain't slap fighting. It's slap.
No.
Yeah.
Take turns slapping each other.
Yeah, it's a crazy sport, but it's so popular now.
It's blown up incredibly. Yeah.
Oh man, I've seen some pretty nasty injuries. I'm a sucker when it comes on, and there's like a huge dude, and you just know what's gonna happen next. You just know what's gonna happen. But yeah, that's cool that he's been doing really busy with things. You guys got the premiere coming out Monday, so this
Monday.
Other than a few lucky people like myself, which I thank you for allowing me to and trusting me to take a look at the film and have the opportunity to watch your work. And I'm going to try to be there for Monday. I just don't know if it's going to happen. It's kind of a lot of things permitting, but I'm going to shoot for it because, I love celebrating with you guys. I was able to be there for the Voorhees Night of the Beast. And, if I can make it down for the Forest Through the Trees, I'd love to be there.
Love to have you, man.
Yeah. I'm really going to try. I'm really going to try for that. So Livy, you had moved. So you kind of, I'm guessing, I remember, well, you said the last time you'd moved, I think, to the East Coast or something.
Yeah.
So you came all the way out to help out your dear friend Jason and be in the film.
Yes. And what is even crazier is so this kept getting pushed back. So we started talking about it for a while. We had plans on shooting in like February the year before, which worked out great for me, but something I don't remember what came up. Something came up. We had to push it back. It was best for everything in production. But he was like, okay, we're going to start filming in March. I had a baby at the end of January. So so I was like, yeah, my baby won't even be 3 months old, and I need to be in the middle of the woods in Arkansas for filming. But he was like, yeah, let's just bring the baby with you, and let's hire your mom as a set nanny. And I'm just flying from Charleston to Arkansas for a total of 3 weeks with an infant, like a little tiny baby on the airplane with me. But we did it, and we're here. And I felt very close to my Arkansas fam because I needed them while on set with an infant.
Well, congratulations. Is that number 2?
Yeah, it's number 2. I got 2 whole ass kids. That's crazy.
Well, and one's an actress as well who's been on
Yes.
screen with you, and that was a great movie as well.
Two nights ago, like we were literally doing a table read together. She plays a daughter in a film that we're doing later on with Buddy. Buddy wrote and is producing his own film called Coyote Creek, and he gave Amelia a role in it. So that was really cool to experience.
So is there going to be a little bit of infighting, a little jealousy? I mean,
oh no,
family battling
for all of it. I want her, and even Callum. Like Callum's been hired for. It was a baby for a commercial. So we're just doing it. Let's just do it.
That's awesome. The family. Well, it's awesome that you guys can do it as a family and enjoy
Yeah,
it.
family. That's cool.
It's beautiful, right? Like, I mean, because I feel like that's the balance that you want to try to achieve is how do you make yourself happy and fulfilled and have a good family home and do what you love. So if it happens to collide, then I'm going to chase that as I can.
And we got Marilyn here. I want to bring her up. I'm just trying to get the applause ready if I can find it, and I can't. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, somebody you've worked with a few times, Jason. I know you've worked with Olivia, and we're going to bring her up right now. Marilyn Knapp, welcome to the show. Hey. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming up. You were fantastic. Another role you crushed. I have a lot of fun watching your acting.
Thank you very much. And I love seeing you all. I do.
You guys have become a big family. I mean, you guys really have. You can see the genuine love, and you guys have been, added on some new people. But Marilyn, you've been working with Jason for a while. You've known Olivia for a long time and James for a long time. So you've also grown as an actress too, because was Jason the one who got you started in acting too and kind of got you to say he believed in you? He's got a good eye for that stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah. I can't believe it's been 5 years now, but Alone was my first film, and Jason gave me that role, and it's been wonderful ever since.
Well, congratulations to you on both of those roles. I enjoyed you in both of them, and always a scary lady. And I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but you had to size up some big people in that movie, at least one. I thought I had my money on you too. I got my money on you to you know, don't mess with Marilyn. It's kind of like Scott and you really chose certain roles. I really enjoyed Scott's role in that movie as well. So thank you for coming on, and well done as well. And you know, the forest through the trees.
Thank
And
you.
it's good to see you in there with them. I mean, I know Jason's a loyal guy. You bring a lot of your cast back that have been good to you, and you guys always get better every film. Every film you guys get better.
Thank you.
So how did I'll ask Brad, since he hasn't had a chance to talk. How did you get involved with Jason?
Me and Jason have known each other for 5 years now, since 2020, right?
Yeah, I think so. Sable butterflies, a little bit before.
Yeah, so I had come home during COVID from California, and I didn't want to sit on my butt and just wait for things to happen. So I had like some really close guys from LA come, and I had a writer, and then one of my buddies was a director, or is a director, and we came up with this thing called Sable Butterflies, and that's how me and Jason met. He messaged us and said, "Hey, I want to be involved any way I can." And I remember seeing Jason on kind of all like the Arkansas filmmakers pages and stuff like that, and always hearing good things about him. And I said, well, if he wants to be a part of this, then I definitely want him a part of this, because I know that everybody in Northwest Arkansas and in the film community respect Jason. And so I want to be in Jason Pitts' business. So that's kind of how it started. And then we worked on Enthralled together. Had no idea he was going to be a part of that. And then I think it was like a couple weeks before I was supposed to ship out back to Arkansas to shoot it, and he sent me he was like just some production stuff, and I was like, whoa, Jason's a part of this. This is going to be fun. And through the whole that whole time on set for Enthralled, I was messing with him, and I was like, hey, put me in one of your next films. I mean, there's one instance where I think Jason tells it a little bit better than I do. So if he wants to talk about that, I'll let him talk about that. But it was just it's been really nice to be a part of Jason and what he has cooking in Arkansas. I've always believed in Arkansas film, and I think that it's not only a beautiful place to shoot, but it's also filled with a lot of talented people. And anytime Jason asks, I run. So, yeah. I think, yeah.
I mean,
well, I didn't know if I'm feeding back, so I'm turning it off. But I'm,
no, it's all good.
I'm gonna switch mine just in case and see if it's my mic. But yeah, I'm gonna do that because I'm getting that feedback.
Okay. Yeah, I love Brad. Sable Butterflies was a great experience because, one, I got to work with his director, Krypt, and I got to kind of learn a lot from Krypt on that set while building the relationship with Brad and seeing him work and seeing his talent on that. And then I don't know if you know this, Brad, but in Enthralled, I was the one that suggested to Kate you for the role of Dylan, and she finally listened to me and reached out, and so that happened, and you were great on that too. The instance that he's talking about in Enthralled, I think I was the AD on that, assistant director on that film, and I think I was calling for the talent to come to set over the walkie, and in the trailer, one of the walkies was still on, and I could hear what was being said. And Brad said, "Tell him to put me in one of his movies, and then I'll come to." So I think that's the one you're referring to.
That's part. Yeah, that's part of the character on set that I'm talking about. It's unpredictable and wild, but I think people like it every once in a while.
But man, Brad's passion for the art of acting is unparalleled. And it just took the right role for him that I thought that he would really bring a lot to the table on. I did have him audition because I wanted him to earn it, and he did. There were a lot of good people who auditioned for that role, but he definitely was one of the best. And thank you, Brad, for accepting it.
I appreciate you doing that for me, because I come from a background of earning it, and if I don't earn it, I don't feel like I have it, you know. So I appreciate all the kind words, and I appreciate that you believed in me, and you said, hey, no, I'm gonna make him earn it. So you know, I appreciate everything that you've done from the start of me meeting you until now, and then I'm sure in the future as well.
Absolutely, man. We are we're working on a story together. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's a really good one. Hopefully, sometime in the next few years, we'll be able to get to it. But I'm excited about it.
I am too.
I'm sure it'll be amazing, man. So that'll be your next movie. You're talking a couple years down the road.
No, that's
a ways away.
Yeah, it's a ways away.
I was gonna say you're such a busy guy. I couldn't believe that. But it's you guys. You've always had so much on your plate, and you're always pushing forward. I know how hard you work to get these films going, and you really built it. And like a lot of people I've heard, and we talk about this, is crowdfunding it's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not.
And it is a lot of work, and it is a lot of stress, because you can have the best script, but to have the team that you built over these years, you know, with a smaller budget when you're counting on investors, or a budget that you never really know what it's going to finally be, to have guys like James and Marilyn and Olivia and now Scott and Brad to work alongside of you, and really a lot of the people behind the scenes as well that have done some amazing work for you. And you guys all really crushed it in this one. I was really, really impressed with it. I don't know what your budget was.
It was 80,000.
Well done, though. I mean, that's a small budget.
Yeah,
people
super small.
That's not any, but that was probably the biggest budget by far you had.
It was, yeah. Before that, the biggest budget was Voorhees, and I think that ended up being about 15,000. So this was it was a big jump.
Yeah, and you crushed it, man. How much fun was it to have a little bit of a budget to work with?
It's funny because it was supposed to be 50,000. The thing about these things is, like, especially when you get towards the end, it just keeps going up. Like and then you get to a point where it's just like, okay, I have to keep going, or else everything else I spent is for nothing, right? So it ended up being about 80, but it was supposed to be 50.
It's better that it was supposed to be 50 and it became 80, as opposed to it was supposed to be 80 and became 50. That can be a little bit of disparage, but the extra money must have helped out a lot, and you obviously used it well.
Yeah,
you could tell you invested a lot into this project, and you had a lot of different locations, some really nice locations that I enjoyed seeing, some beautiful houses. I'll say that much. You know, at least I looked it on camera. Maybe it was great angles, but the location, the filming, and like you said, it was your first one where you're able to do a full length because of budget reasons, and to keep it consistent and entertaining is never easy when you go from a shorter film to a longer film, I imagine. But you pulled it off really well. It was smooth. I didn't, when it ended, it was kind of like, oh man, that was a lot of fun. I always enjoy that in a movie, and I did get that with that, because it was different.
it was creative. There's a lot of vibes I got. Say, like I said, with the, I did get like it has nothing to do with cornfields, but Children of the Corn vibes in a sense, because it is a. I don't want to give too much away, but we'll
You can say it's a cult. It's a demon
like
cult.
a cult.
That's out there. That's not
Religious cult. That's obvious, and the cult's looking for something that was missing, and it becomes a big core of the story to locate it. I'll leave it at that. Like I said, I hate spoiling movies, and you know that we've talked about that before. But the influences on that, was there certain ones you kind of had with this movie where it gave you a vibe, or was it because it is a creative, original kind of idea you had altogether?
Yeah, well, the core of the core of the story, it was I've always been fascinated by heterochromia. The with one eye being a different color than the other eye, and so I thought it'd be really cool to do something with that. And I kept coming back to the phrase that the eyes are the windows to the soul. And then I was like, okay, well, what does a different color eye mean in that aspect? And so I kind of ran with that idea. And then I wanted to put some familiar imagery in the film that horror fans could recognize while appreciating something that was creatively different than hopefully anything else that they've really seen before. Because I don't think the heterochromia thing has really been. I watch a lot of horror films, and I don't remember that ever being in anything that I've seen before. But Scott's character Julian, it was intended from the very, very beginning that Julian was heavily inspired by Reverend Kane from Poltergeist 2, which you hit on.
Yeah.
I mean, people are hitting on it, and they're saying it without me having to, say it. So I'm really happy that that's working out the way I wanted it to. And then when Scott's audition tape came through, I was like, oh my God, it's amazing.
Yeah, it was
and the fact that somebody like that was here in Arkansas was just even better. I was so happy. Another image that was kind of familiar to horror fans was there's a specific scene with James when he's in the bedroom, and it's kind of a dream thing. Some things come out of the bathroom. So that was kind of inspired by House, the movie House with William Catt, Big Ben,
Richard Mole.
Richard Mole. Yeah. So you kind of know what I'm talking about now.
Oh yeah, I definitely got the vibe.
Okay.
I know exactly without giving away. That's exactly what I got. I almost got that, and slight American Werewolf in London, just the visual.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely got the House reference.
And then the other one was the picture of young Kathy and Ruth was inspired by the Shining twins. So
okay, so there were a few things that I got a vibe from, like even like I said, it's Little Children of the Corn. Scott kind of brought even the Poltergeist too, but almost a little bit of Isaac.
It was the hat.
I think it was the hat. I was going to say, I think it's the hat, but it was also the leadership role in a sense. I don't, like I said, I'm trying not to give too much away, but yeah, I definitely got that vibe where you had followers and they're going to listen to you no matter what you did in a sense. So, well done on there. But so we're gonna go to you, Marilyn. You've been working with Jason for a lot of years now. How did her role come about there, Jason? I'll let you kind of introduce and explain her role, and you guys can discuss it.
Well, I don't. When I wrote it, I like Mrs. Thompson was just there in the story. I don't want to say that I intentionally wrote the role for her, because I did have an audition for that role, and I did ask her to audition for it. But I mean, I don't know. I guess I mean she did great in the audition and fit the role. I don't want to say the other people didn't, but yeah, she just fit. She just fit what I was looking
And
for.
I'm going to say what she reminded me of a character from Halloween 5. She reminded me of the character
Yeah.
Forrest from Michael Myers. She just had that. If you anybody who knows the film and when you get a chance to watch it, there was definitely a vibe of that. I got, I always look for different vibes, and each one of you brought something that I just associated with real well.
Mhm.
Whether it was Scott or James or Brad or Marilyn or Olivia, really the whole cast as well. I mean, with what Annie did as Chloe was really, really, really special too. So you had a fantastic cast, but I got that Halloween 5 vibe from Marilyn, and I finally put it together because her characters that she always does, it gives me. She does a chilling role when the way she delivers her lines that you just never know what she's really thinking. What is she thinking behind what she's doing? And it's always seems to have that role, and I really enjoy that with you, Marilyn, because you pull it off real well.
Thank you very much. Most of my roles, I'm always thinking for sure. There's a little bit something else going on, but basically, I'm just a little lady that I kind of, for this role, I kind of thought of her as like a neighborhood watch lady that just kind of went around with her little dog and talked to everybody and just I was concerned about Chloe. I knew her mom went missing, and that's the way I played her.
You were kind of the mother of the neighborhood. We'll leave it at that. In a sense.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
The neighborhood watch.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yep, fooled me. Yep.
Yeah.
But James, you've been a pretty busy man lately too.
I am. I'm actually at a con right now. I'm at a convention that start in the morning. So yeah.
Which one?
It's a FrankenCon here in Frankfurt,
Okay.
Kentucky. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. What's the guy's name? I was supposed to go last year, and I had to cancel.
Carmine. Yeah, Carmine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy, man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I see him a lot. Those guys are at Scarefest a lot. They usually have a table, and I've seen them at some other events. I think I can't remember, but I've seen them at quite a few events. Great guys. I was gonna go last year because a couple of my friends were gonna be there, and I think it was a 2-day event, and my flight kept getting delayed and canceled.
Yeah,
and so I would have been like there 4 hours.
I was with Tom McLaughlin, the Friday 13th Part 6. I was with him, got to sign the original canoe and all that stuff. It was amazing. It was just absolutely, I mean, for me, getting to play Jason, and getting to do things like that with actual directors from Friday the 13th was just phenomenal. I mean, I was on cloud 9 the whole weekend, getting to go to dinner with him and talk to him and just listen to stories, that he had and stuff like that. It was amazing.
Do you know if he's seen our movie?
Yeah, well, he probably has now because me and him were talking about it. He was asking me all kinds of questions about it. I showed him my mask. Well, he sat right next to me during the con, and so he saw the mask that we made, loved it.
Yeah.
Told me that I made a great Jason. As far as my build and my size and all that stuff. Compared me to CJ a little bit, and stuff like that. So I appreciated that a lot. So
if you run into him, I'd love to know what he thinks of our movie.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I talk to him all the time. We text back and forth now quite a bit. And
well, ask him.
I will. Absolutely, I will. So yeah, it's been a good. These, John, these conventions, you get to meet so many people and get to connect with so many different people on different levels. It's great, man. And it's just like us being at Scarefest together. That weekend was great for everybody. I mean, it was just amazing.
Yeah, I've met a lot of great friends going to these cons. A lot of great friends, not whether they're celebrities or just other vendors or whatever. I mean, I've got a list of friends that it's almost tough to keep up with them sometimes too, because you
Right?
meet so many great people. It becomes a big
Yeah.
cultural family.
It's insane. It is.
I mean, I can't tell you. Like, I'll be at one place in one state, and I'll go to another state, and there'll be like 5 or 10 people from another con. I was at, and I'm not just the celebrities, but the vendors too that go
Sure.
around.
Vendors are amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I've met some lifelong friends, and met
Absolutely.
some.
Yep.
I mean, that's what's great about the horror community and conventions. Some of the best people you'll meet. I mean, I've met one actor that I was like, oh man, I was a little disappointed, and I wouldn't even name the actor. And the rest has been great. Every single actor, you know, there's always ones who are a lot more fun, but nobody's ever been bad. They've always been good in one sense, and you know, met some that I've become friends with that I, like James said, you talk to them and you become genuine friends with them, and
Absolutely. Yep.
it's really cool because you get to hear their stories as a friend, and you also get to, they're interested in yours as well. So yeah, I'm glad that you're out there on the convention tour still and doing
I
what
am.
you do.
I've got
And,
several more. I've got several lined up already for this year in Atlanta. I might even be going overseas to Scotland. So it's incredible.
How far is your drive going to be on Sunday to get here?
About 15 hours.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
I stopped with those drives.
Yeah.
Last
It's
year,
okay.
Carolina was my last one.
Yeah. I mean, you know, as Jason knows, I'm very dedicated. You know, before I had this thing scheduled well before, you know, the premiere. And once you got the premiere, as long as I knew that I was going to be able to leave in time to come there, so that's fun. It's good. It's good.
I like driving. I'm just kidding.
I love
I
it.
get more
love
worried
it.
about a breakdown than anything else, but the driving part I enjoy just kind of, especially
Well,
like me. I'm usually by
I've checked the
myself.
weather. The weather is going to be absolutely beautiful. It's going to be sunny.
Nice
It's going to be a little cold, of course, but that's no big deal. But it's going to be great, and it's just I'm looking forward to it and all that. So I'm
drive safe, brother.
I will. It's 11:30 here, so I'm on Eastern time right now. So.
And driving from east to west, like through the state, it's
gain
smooth
those hours
sailing.
back.
It's not like you're driving up 95 or driving the east coast of California or the west coast of California.
Right.
Oh my God. I'd never been to California. I went and visited my sister, and I was like, man, I never want to drive here ever. And I've driven all over. I never. But yeah, it's not a bad drive. It's kind of nice. It's relaxing if you don't mind driving.
Don't mind it at all.
Yeah, and you can't beat Arkansas. Arkansas is a beautiful state.
Yep.
And you know, you got lucky, Jason, with it being next weekend compared to the last few weeks we had.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How much has that been nice to know that the weekend's going to be clear for this and the weather's going to be 40?
I've been stressing out about it for a while. But the closer we get, because I work at the news station, and I'm like always in our meteorologist's ear for the last 3 weeks. I was like, what does the 27th look like? What does the 27th like every day?
I don't know yet.
But yeah, but it's when she's like, okay, it's definitely going to be nice and clear. I was like, oh, it's such a relief.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to get the time off until I got there. I got somebody I think that'll cover, so I'm trying to shoot down there. Nothing's ever guaranteed in my work, but I always enjoy going to your movie premieres, and just like with Voorhees Night of the Beast, and come and support.
It's going to be packed, dude. It's going to be bigger than the Voorhees one.
I can only imagine. You had a pretty packed house considering for Voorhees Night of the Beast.
This is an actual theater with 150 seats, and it's sold out. So
I got to get the address from you too.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, but we'll figure it out. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the people who are going that haven't had a chance to see the film, to see what you're up to. Because like I said, the growth from you as a filmmaker and writer, along with the cast you have, has come so far from Night of the Beast till now. I mean, I've watched James grow. I've seen James, in your films and other people's films and stuff like that. And you could tell he put a lot of work and a lot of effort into it. Olivia, I think she's just a natural talent. I don't know if she ever struggled at all, but I'm guaranteed she did. All joking aside, but
she has to work at it.
Yeah, you get on it. Yeah. But you guys all, I've just watched you guys evolve in what you guys do. And as a friend, I'm real proud of all you guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Crushing it, guys. So, you know, I was so glad you showed me this film. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to watch it and not dislike it, because that's the worst when you watch something and you don't like it. And it's like, say. But I really did. I really, really enjoyed it a lot. It was creative. It was original with, you know, slight nods. It's slight things that you know, out of respect for other franchises, but with a creative, original story that you put together. And
Thank
I
you.
like the
Appreciate
different
you.
colored eyes. I mean, that
Yeah.
means it was, I remember because we did talk about it. And when I saw it in the film, I had almost forgot. I go, okay, now I remember, because we did talk about the different colored eyes and the inspiration of this film, and that you had found somebody perfect for it.
Well, her eyes are blue.
But yeah, but the contact.
We didn't use
For some reason, I remembered she really did have different colored eyes. You might have been trolling me.
That would have been awesome, right?
Yeah, it looked great. I didn't know. I was like, it reminded me, because eyes are something you don't just look at, but it was like, as the movie's going, yeah, she's got two different eyes. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I remembered you told me about the two different eyes and how the inspiration.
Oh, that was the original plan, is to have her wear a brown contact. But on day one, the contact was nowhere to be found.
That was a very stressful day.
It was the most stressful day of my life.
Oh.
So I have
down here. They got the fake contacts where you can do different color eyes.
Yeah,
and
man.
right here.
We ordered that. I mean, we ordered brown contacts 6 months before shooting, and then on the day we just couldn't find it. We lost. To this day we don't know what happened to it.
There we
It's like
go.
a needle in a haystack.
Yeah. So I have a friend, Chuck Murray, who is certified in Unreal Engine and really good at visual effects. And the next morning, so that night we just shot her. It was just one scene, and we just shot the left side of her face where her blue eye would be. And the next morning, I took off by myself because I was not in a good place mentally. So I went and I gorged myself, stuffed my face, had a huge breakfast. I stress ate, and then I just was like, okay. I calmed myself down and just kind of going through the options of how to fix it. And then I thought of my friend Chuck, and I called him and I said, hey, here's what happened. Can you help with this? And he's like, dude, I will have to track her eye in every single scene that she's in for every frame. But yeah, I can do it. So
well, that was actually not a contact or anything.
No,
that was all special effects.
No, he
Impressive.
colored her eye through the whole freaking movie.
And it was consistent.
Oh,
what he did on this film is absolutely amazing.
Well, you said the Unreal Engine, and that thing does some amazing things right there.
Yeah. One good thing about all that is once I was forced to use visual effects, I started thinking in terms of visual effects. And the fact that happened at the beginning of the shoot, as we were working our way through the rest of the movie, shooting the rest of the movie, there's other places where I'm like, oh man, since we're already using visual effects now, what if we did this here? What if we did this here? So there's two really cool visual effects shots in the film that were not going to be there if we had the contact. So
sometimes the happy accidents happen, man. Just like with Will Reed, I mean, it just happens.
Or Bruce, the shark in Jaws.
Yeah, exactly.
The shark was supposed to be in the whole film,
and it's better without it, though.
It's better without it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the big behind the scenes story of this film is the contact.
Well, we're getting to about the hour point, and I want to give each one of you guys a chance to say what you're up to, what you're doing, talk about the film premiere, and let you guys do the outro and let everybody know what's going on. So I'll start with you, Jason, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been focused on this film for 2 years now. I got a big announcement that I'm going to announce at the premiere. Don't want to say anything here. big announcement at the premiere, and then I'll make a public post about it after the premiere tomorrow night, or not tomorrow night, but Monday night. Very excited about it. After this, the next thing that's on my agenda, I'm helping a couple other friends with their films as a producer. But the next film that I'm doing it's called the Trial of Margaret Stone, and it takes place in the 1890s. It's a courtroom horror film. A young woman's on trial for the brutal murder of her parents, and as the trial progresses, it's clear that there's something demonic going on with her. It's kind of like Lizzie Borden meets The Exorcist meets 12 Angry Men. So that's the next thing that's on my agenda, unless something crazy happens with The Forest of the Trees after it comes out.
It sounds like you got a good plan. That new movie sounds pretty interesting too, man. So I'm looking
I'm
forward.
excited, but it's gonna star Sierra Ebert.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she played the young version, right?
She played young Kathy in
Yep.
The Forest of the Trees. Yeah.
So Scott, what are you up to next? I mean, you got this weekend come up, The Forest Through the Trees. You know, best of luck. Hopefully I can make it down there. I don't know if you'll be at
Yeah, I hope you can too. I'd like to meet you in person.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you got going on next?
Next weekend, a week from tonight, I think it starts. I've got a supporting part in a short film that we're going to film up in Northwest Arkansas. And then supposedly I have a part in a full-length film that's going to be filmed later in the year, but don't know too much about that one yet. And I don't really want to say a lot because I don't want to jinx it since I don't know too much about it. But of course, it'll be another wacky, oddball, off-the-wall character, like my normal self. And other than that, I'm excited about the premiere. Can hardly wait to see the film and to see all of you guys and everybody else in person. I've missed you and want to see you.
And how about you, Miss Marilyn Knapp?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, my focus right now has been on the premiere, and I'm so excited. I have a gown. I actually have fancy shoes and bling. So excited. But after that, toward the end of, I think middle to end of February, March, I have a short film coming up, and it's a small role, but I'm kind of an eccentric old lady that dresses wildly and loves raccoons.
I can picture it. I'm looking forward to seeing
Perfect, yes.
That's awesome.
Obviously, you're at an event this weekend. So the FrankenCon out there on the East Coast. Let everybody know where they can check you out, James, and some of the conventions and some of the roles and stuff.
Absolutely. Yep. I've got two feature. It's actually three that I've already signed on for. That I'm going to actually be executive producer on one, and another one I'll be producing and acting. But the executive producer, I'll be. It's a Western, so I will be acting in it as well. Got a really good part in it. Don't want to say a whole lot about it because it's still in production right now, but got some things coming up that's going to be fun. And of course, I'm hoping that I get to work with Jason again here in the near future and all that stuff. And just keep hustling. That's what we do. That's what we do as an actor. So keep hustling.
Keep the grind going, man. You keep
the grind going,
great, dude. Keep it up. Real happy for you. And Brad, what do you got going on? I know you're kind of all over the place. What are you, California right now? So coming back to Arkansas. So
yeah, I'm coming back to Arkansas tomorrow. But coming up, we got Enthralled coming out in the near future. I think in March. I'm not really sure. And then I also have an episode in a CBS show coming out in March. And then I am signed on to do a feature, but it's in early pre-production stages, so I'm not exactly sure when we're going to be shooting that. But yeah, I'm just taking it day by day and enjoying every little bit I can get. So
Can we say the name of the TV show?
yeah, you can if you want.
Brad is going to have a role in a Matlock episode.
Oh, the new Matlock. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Cool.
Hmm?
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Kathy Bates. I haven't seen the new show yet, but I'll have to check it out, man.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. I mean, it's incredible when you get a show with a star like that. I mean, it's incredible for Matlock itself. I mean, for them to nab Kathy Bates. I mean, it's crazy. I got to watch her work, and it was for a short amount of time. And I got to say, when you see a pro work, you see a pro work, and it was something that I won't forget.
When did that come out, Brad?
When does that come out?
Mm-hmm.
My episode comes out in March. I'm not exactly sure what day in March, but they told me in March sometime.
Okay.
So.
All right. Cool.
So everybody's got to watch every episode of Matlock. And,
No,
great show.
That's good though. That's good though.
I do know it's episode 14. I will say that. Yeah.
I've been watching Matlock from the beginning, and it's a really good show.
You know, my dad, it's funny. He goes, my dad's not a TV show guy or movies. In fact, I mean, he likes that I'm an actor, but like he's like, you know. But he called me one day and he was like, "Dude, this show's pretty good. What show are you talking about?" And he's like, Matlock. And I was like, "You're watching it?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm really invested. I'm gonna watch every episode." And I was like, "You don't have to do that for me." He goes, "No, I don't care about you. I'm watching it for the show. It's an interesting show.
I don't care what episode you're in. I'm enjoying the show.
You're not the reason I'm watching it. I don't care about you.
He may not even notice that I'm in the episode.
That's hilarious.
No, so it's I guess it's a good show. So you guys should check it out.
It is good.
It is really good.
I am a little bit worried, Brad. So your family has bought 8 tickets now.
Yeah.
So you got a big crew coming. So I'm worried that we're going to get to about the hour mark, and they're going to be like, "Where is he?"
Yeah. So to be honest, I thought I was going to be shooting something at this time, so I wasn't going to be able to come to the premiere. And this is the pre-production feature that I was talking to you about. And they have been pushing it back. So I didn't think I was going to be able to show up to the premiere. But I can. And now everybody and my friends that know that I'm coming back and my family are kind of trying to, grab some tickets, and I'm like, I'll see what I can do, but there's not much that I can do, and I was like, it's sold out. There's only 150 seats. Like I can't do much, and so I was like, we'll figure something out, and
I had 2 more come free today, and I told your mom about them. She got them.
Yeah. My longtime buddy, he was my quarterback in college, Cub. He ended up taking him. So yeah. So he's gonna come and watch that. So I'm thankful that my family wants to be involved in what I got going on. So that's
awesome. Just let them know it's gonna be a while before they see you.
Oh, I told
Matlock's looking for.
I honestly, I'm just gonna tell them that I duped you all, and I'm not really in this.
I just wanted to come support my friend Jason Pitts and James Stokes and Olivia and Marilyn and Scott.
Yeah, like I just wanted to show you. I was a PA actually on the movie, and I wanted to show you what goes into all of it. No, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for my family and for them wanting to show up and show support. Awesome. It's not everybody gets that, and I wanna make sure that I appreciate it and I'm in the moment, and that everybody likes it. So.
Well, family kind of surprises you. My parents surprised me. They wanted to travel with me, and if you asked me and told me that they'd be doing what coming on the road and joining me at things and enjoying it on top, and probably enjoying it even more than me, which I don't know. But there's a great, but they surprise you. And best of luck to all you guys. I also want to thank Olivia. She must have lost connection, or if she's got her family, probably had to do something.
Yeah, her son woke up. She had to go take care of her son.
Congratulations to her new baby and everything. And I have Steve Merlo coming on Wednesday from Unseen, another great friend of mine, along with you, Jason, who's a talented filmmaker out there in Canada. He did the Sawyer Massacre. He's got his new movie Unseen getting ready to come out. So we're going to be giving him some support on Wednesday.
Tell Steve I said hi.
I will. He's a great guy. He's a good dude. Hopefully, it's too bad you guys are so far apart. I bet you guys would really get along.
I bet we would work together well. We were, we kind of bonded like a few years ago. We were the target of the same.
Oh, I know who you're probably talking about.
Yeah, they were trashing us both.
Some people are really just brutal. I'm glad that kind of died down. It seemed like that toxicity was bad at one point. I'm just so glad it's not, because it's an independent community. Everybody should be working together and support each other. There's no sense in battling. The support goes a long way for each other, and you never know if you work together. The long story short, thank you guys. Awesome job on the Forest Through the Trees. Best of luck. I mean, it sounds like you're sold out to a packed house.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my best to get out there in Arkansas. I appreciate everybody out there that's been tuning in, and best of luck. And like I said, we'll have a show again Wednesday, and I'll announce any updates with cons that I'll be at in the near future. And until next time, we'll see you later.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Nice to meet you.
Thank you guys for being here.
See you all Monday.
Monday.